Good morning. Today, I'm not going to keep you too long. It's a very simple video that I think most of us kind of know what we're supposed to do, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. I know for me, I have found myself on different occasions where I realized that I was consuming too much of social media. And how I knew I was consuming too much of social media, my personal life was being neglected, things I needed to do. So to me, there's a few things that needs to be done in order to make sure that you're not consuming too much of social media, because at the end of the day, as I indicated in the description of the video, is that we need social media. We live in 2020. It's a new century, a new era. We need it as a part of our everyday life, especially for entrepreneurs, business, ministries. We need it. So the total elimination of social media is absurd and ridiculous. That's not going to happen. I'm sure we all have heard this all the time. I mean, I know I hear it all the time. One of the things that you want to make sure that you don't do in regard to social media, you want to make sure that you don't. That's not the first thing that you pick up in the morning is your phone and to go ahead and scroll on social media. I used to do that. And when I find myself tempted to do it, I call myself on it and don't do it. For me, for example, the first thing that I do, I talk about this a lot. The first thing that I do in the morning when I'm laying down, even before I get up to do a prayer or a meditation, I talk to God first. This is in silence in my head. I'm not verbally saying anything out loud. In my mind and in my spirit, I'm telling God, thank you for waking me up and for me to see another day, that I have a roof over my head. Thank you for the breath in my body that I'm feeling. I know this sounds corny. Don't laugh at me, but I literally put my hand on my chest and I feel my heartbeat, and I let my breath of my body push my hand up and down, and I thank God for that breath in my body, especially in the world of COVID-19 that we're living in. I was watching a lot of CNN yesterday, and for those of you who watch CNN as well, on the top right screen, it has real-time numbers of people who are dying that day. And lately, yesterday, I literally watched that number go up. It went from 100 to 1,000 to 1100, and I don't know what it ended up being at the end of the day. So even with the world of COVID-19 and this pandemic that we're living in, it makes you even more grateful that you are living, especially with me with a history of minor asthma. I'm at risk of being around people who are asymptomatic, that doesn't show signs of having COVID-19, and me possibly being affected. So for me, there's a greater appreciation when I wake up in the morning to thank God. So I make sure at minimum that I at least do that before I touch my phone. At maximum, I try to do my daily routine, the things that I need to do on a daily basis as far as productivity, at maximum before I touch my phone. I think I wrote a few other things down. The second thing is, I think this is obvious, but I don't know if most people realize this. It's important that you only follow people that are positive. I mean, I'm not all about following people that I don't like. I don't understand that. I've never had an issue with that. If I'm not feeling you, I'm not liking you, and you're giving me negative vibes, I'm not going to follow you. For the life of me, I don't understand people who go on people pages and comment negative comments. If you don't like the person, why are you going on their live? Why are you going on their page? So I never really understand that. I still don't get it, because if you are a negative impact in my life, or I'm not feeling you, we're not in the same zhuzh, and I feel like me following you is just a negative condemnation in my life, I'm just not going to follow you. So for me, it's just an easy thing to do, but apparently people are not understanding that. So I urge you, really, honestly, when it comes to social media platform, all of them, if it's someone that you're following and that person is not in your same belief system, core values, and they're not your judge, unfollow the person. If they're not putting positivity in your life and they're not speaking things to help you grow and be the best version of yourself, unfollow the person. listen, I would never understand why people go on people's page and spit hate and you don't like the person. I would never understand that. The third thing is, you don't need to. You don't need anyone to tell you that you are spending too much time on social media. There's no time frame. People say you shouldn't spend more than an hour. You shouldn't spend more than 15 minutes. I don't believe in that. Your spirit and your gut, your intuition will tell you, hey, hello, you're spending too much time. You will know. So this is my own opinion. I don't believe in you shouldn't spend an hour, you shouldn't spend 2 hours, you should only spend 15 minutes, you should only spend 5 minutes. I don't believe in that. I believe you will know when it's too much time. Your spirit will tell you, your gut will tell you. You may ignore it, but you will know. So just listen to that still voice. We all have it. We all have it. The atheist that don't believe in nothing has it. We all have that internal still voice that tell us when we're going too far, when we're not doing enough. So listen to that still voice that's telling you, you know what? I'm spending a little more than usual on social media. I'm getting a little obsessive compulsive. Listen to that voice. The fourth thing is, let's see here. Sorry, I was waiting for a noise to stop. The fourth thing is, if you can afford it, I would suggest for the bulk of your social media, this is for entrepreneurs and business people, maybe personal people. If you can afford it and this is something that you can afford, I would suggest that you hire someone to handle your social media platforms. And for someone who's a control freak like me, that would be hard for me because my content is really different than anybody else's content. My content is spirit led, so if I don't feel spirit led, I'm not gonna post anything. I don't post anything because just to post. So if nothing falls on my spirit, you're not going to see anything on social media. So for me, it's kind of weird to hire someone to post for me, but for other people who have a retail business or whatever business that you have, or whatever it is, and you can't afford it, hire someone to handle your social media platform. And then the other thing is, there's apps where you can schedule your posts for people who can afford it. I emphasize afford it because everybody has their thing. Especially in this economy that we in, we can't make judgments on what people can do, what people can't do. So if you can afford it, there's apps that you can schedule your posts that will help you eliminate the amount of time that you spend on social media. So what this will allow you to do is allow you to schedule a time that you can just go in there and comment and just engage with your social media platform, because we all know how engagement is important. And the other thing that I wrote down is when you are with your friends and family, your loved one, your partner, your friends, your children, put the phone down. Put the phone down. A long, long, long time ago, I went on a date. This is like maybe 5-6 years ago. I went on a date. This guy he was on social media the whole time in a restaurant. It was such a turn off. I had to ask him to put the phone down. So when you're with your friends and family, oh my goodness, put the phone down. Put it down. Give people eye contact. Really listen to what people... Social media ain't going nowhere. That comment ain't going nowhere. The likes that you have, it ain't going nowhere. It's going to be right there when you're done having your conversation with your friends and family. That, by the way, that's a huge sign that you're getting a obsessive compulsive, that you can engage with anybody without your phone in your hand and you doing this. So you can't have a conversation with no one. So without the phone, you can't talk. That's a problem. So that's when you know, honey, you got to take that phone, put it in another room, and just talk to people. Have a conversation. I didn't grow up with social media in my era. We had to talk. We had beepers. When your phone went off, we had to go to the phone booth to call someone back. I actually had conversations. I played outside until the street lights came on. I had Cabbage Patch Kids. We actually had conversations growing up. So this is a new era. Talk, have a conversation with people. Put the phone down. And also, the last thing I want to say is social media is taken. This is when social media is taken. This is the last thing that I want to talk about. That social media is taking a bulk of your time when the tasks in your life, the daily tasks in your life is not being done. Like your home is not clean because you spend all your time on TikTok. Raise your hand if you got caught up on TikTok for hours. Come on. Y'all need to stop acting like you haven't been caught up on TikTok. I have been caught up on TikTok. And I love laughing and I'm goofy. If something's funny, it's a rap. It is a rap. So this is when you become obsessive compulsive and you're consuming too much of social media. When your daily task that you were supposed to be done that day is not done. And this happens all the time because you've consumed yourself with your IG stories, with your TikToks, with your Facebooks, with your Twitter, whatever it is. You're caught up in somebody else's life instead of being caught up in your own life. That's when it is time to take a step back. And here's a key that I've done. If you don't have the, guys, I'm so sore, guys. Whew, my legs are on fire. If you don't have the control and you can't help to get notification, once in a while, you may want to put your phone on airplane mode. Want to put your phone on do not disturb. What that's going to allow you to do is that you're not going to get any notifications. Listen, if you have to do that to get yourself to focus on things you need to focus on in the morning, if you're a person that can't help but to look at that notification, put your phone on airplane mode. Put your phone on do not disturb. It is the best thing to do. That way, nothing's going to come through. You're not going to hear any notifications. You can go ahead with your morning routine and do the things that you have to do and not worry about being tempted to touch your phone. Airplane mode, do not disturb mode. That's the best way to stay focused. In fact, I would recommend if you're at dinner or you're spending time with friends and family to put your phone in airplane mode or do not disturb mode or both. Or whatever, because what happens is the lights on your phone is not going to go off, notifications not going to go off, and your whole attention is fixated on the people that's in front of you. Give eye contact, listen to people. I mean, I have found myself being extremely consumed with social media, and that's when that still voice tells you, hey, it's time to step back a little bit. And I had to step back a little bit. And how I knew that is what I said earlier. The things that I needed to do were getting neglected because I was spending so much time on social media. So like I said, I wasn't going to keep you guys long today. It's a short and sweet video. Simple steps that you guys may have already know. Instead of being consumed with other people's life, be consumed with your own life. Be consumed with real life. Real life is also on social media. Please keep in mind, people are only showing you the highlight of their life. People are showing you edited pictures, filters and all that. There's nothing wrong with filters, guys. I use filters when I'm on IG story. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying this, keep in mind, most people are not showing their struggles. Most people are not showing the things that are going on in their life. They're showing you things that they want to show you, okay? So it's very I have a platform where I'm sharing, my real struggles, my real life is because my platform is kind of different. My ministry, my purpose is different than everybody else. People who are just marketing or selling products are not telling you that they woke up that morning and cried that morning, or they're struggling with personal relationship problems. They're not telling you that. So all you see is the glitz and the glamour, and you're trying to keep up with the appearance of perfection. And at the end of the day, it's not perfection. People got real things going on in their real lives. Okay. Fortunately for me, and for you, I get to share that because that's the type of platform that I have. So don't get caught up in the staging of other people's life, because people are not showing you their struggles all the time. Okay, so be careful what you consume, because you consume too much of something, it takes away of something else. Have a nice day, guys.